Welcome back to Soundcheck. We're carrying our conversation from the other stream, Rodecaster User Meetup, because there's a new product release called Rodecaster Video, and we're continuing the conversation over here. So if you want to hear the first part of the conversation, I'll put the link somewhere around here so that you can go check that out. All right, let's welcome our guests. We have all our guests here on both YouTube, not YouTube, Zoom, as well as Clubhouse. Hello to my Zoom friends. We have Ernesto with us. We have John. We have Nee. We have Glenn. We have John IT. Hello, hello. And we also have our Clubhouse folks. Michael Sterling is staying up late to join our conversation, continued conversation.
Right. Oh, yeah. Hi, John. How you doing?
And also, Tony is also here. Billy is also here. Chris also. We're going to continue our discussion about the newly released product that was just released this morning, the Rodecaster Video. It's just starting. It's not coming out naturally yet, but at least it's not Rodecaster Duo. It's so hard to say because I keep saying Rodecaster Pro Duo. No, Rodecaster Video. Because of the name, I guess somebody's got to join us with a Rodecaster Video to join the Rodecaster Pro User Meetup, Rodecaster User Meetup. I guess that person would be John because he's in New York, so he can go to B&H and get one tested out. I believe they're shipping in October. I think you can get them in October, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in October. I can't remember what day. I'll find out on B&H what the shipping date is. So the conversation that we want to continue talking about was the earlier comment about the auto switching. So auto switching, I was saying that comparing it to like a Zoom call, you have the active speaker, whoever is speaking, it will pop up. And with that, but the switcher will also take cues from the audio section, because you can link your video to a specific audio channel. And so audio switching will allow you to, whenever somebody's speaking, it's going to bring their video and audio forward. So for like a one-man production, that would be a one-person production, it would be helpful that way that we can engage in this conversation without having to like look down like me always and try to press the right button. Oh, I accidentally pressed the button. And Clubhouse folks, if you want to watch us as well, you can click on the link up on top, the YouTube link to watch us as well. Okay, so your thoughts about the auto switching?
I mean, I guess the auto switching is really good for like a one-man band. Yeah, or for those who are like getting into online production. So that would be pretty great.
One caveat, I was watching another YouTuber doing the Q&A session, which what's his name? Aaron, who? What's his last name? Aaron Parecki. Yes, his channel. He has a lot of actually great videos. So, I'll put the link in the chat.
He's a big A10 mini guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So go check out his channel because he has a lot of good videos about this product, about Rodecaster Video. So go check that out. And so during his live stream, we were asking for him to test a few things, and one of the things was, you can add a Rodecaster for additional channels, but so essentially you can use one of the two USBs on the back of the Rodecaster Video to connect to a Rodecaster Pro 2 or Duo, and it would take the stereo input in as an audio source. But that is the issue. It's one audio source. It does not come in multi-channel, so you cannot say which mic linked to what. I'm not sure if that's going to change in the future. Maybe it's too much to process. So I don't know if that's going to change with software, but when we tested it, it will only come in. In fact, I think Ryan Berkey talked about that as well. It will only bring the stereo mix from your Rodecasters into the Rodecaster Video. So audio switching is not going to work because everything is one channel. If you have like 4 mics there, it wouldn't know whose camera to bring up. Or you can attach to all 4 channels attached to one person, so that person will always show up. John?
I guess the scenario is also you got to see how many people you're gonna be doing the switching. Like for instance, if I'm thinking of say a 2-man podcast, you have 3 camera angles, one tight to speaker 1, the other one on speaker 2, and then you have one wide where you have both speaker in the same frame. How do you switch? If let's say you're going to do a fly solo kind of thing, because how it works is basically it detects the level
audio
of the microphone, and then it automatically switch to that particular scene. So I reckon there's some sort of a manual process of actually getting the wide angle one, because either or person who is speaking, you go to the wide angle, is still the same audio level. So not sure how that works out. And again, we were talking about the thought process of actually purchasing the Rodecaster Video versus the Rodecaster Pro 2. If let's say I'm starting a podcast, right, and having the audio switching capability just give me another reason to really think about getting the video rather than the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Does it record in different
ISO
files
ISO?
Yes,
for you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Okay. So that answers your
post-production would
question.
be
That
good.
answers your question.
Yeah.
So that
you're
answers
going to
your
do some
question
sort
for
of
your
a
post-production.
post-production to it, though. But
Yep.
if I'm lazy, I don't want to do that.
It does not.
I hear you, John. Your point is well taken. Yeah.
It does not have XML. It does not have XML. Like I think some switchers do spit out XML, an XML file, so that you can use an editing software to quickly reuse EDL for the editing software to quickly cut using the sources, the ISO sources, and recut everything as the live transition. But this one does not. Doesn't mean that it wouldn't, but at this point it does not.
I mean, it's a Gen 1 product, so
Yeah.
they're only going to improve. The version 2 is going to make everyone sell the version 1 who buys this.
Right.
Well, okay, so just a quick hand raise or verbally saying yes. Budget is not an issue. Just if no, that's a stupid question. Consider your budget because otherwise everybody would say yes. So would
Right.
you consider getting it right now? Are you at least
No.
would you are you thinking about getting it?
Yes.
Yes,
is Michael on
yes for
Clubhouse,
me.
yes.
Okay, yes for
No
me too.
for me.
No? Okay,
I've got
we
no
have
use
lots of
case
that.
for it.
I'm thinking about it, not to say that I'm getting
I
it.
I never buy first gen, apart from when the Roadcaster was made, and I bought it like years down the line.
But you bought the first
I-
Roadcaster Pro 2 without
Yeah, because
sticker.
that was a.
Without sticker.
I've got a
Why
question
you
for
gotta
Ernesto,
traumatize
though.
him like that, John?
He was the one who
Come on
said
now.
it the other day. He brought that up.
I've got a question for Ernesto for this particular question that you asked. Because just now when he switched to his desk view, he has a Blackmagic 8 Mini,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So I think he would be the right person to actually compare these two.
But share with everybody
he
what you
even
shared with
get it?
me, why you're not getting it right now.
I think based on the price, one it's one is 1080, which it's fine for most people. It's less bandwidth, less data that gets transferred. But for example, like this A10 Mini Pro ISO, which is ISO recording, you can record all 4 cameras that you plug into via HDMI, and isolate those, put them into DaVinci Resolve. From what I understand, if it's not implemented already, it could automatically, I'm not sure if DaVinci Resolve or Adobe can switch to the speaker. So you can use that software to do that. So currently with my setup, I already have a Duo A10 Mini. For me, I don't see myself buying it, especially for 1,200 or close to that. I don't see myself with my workflow that I currently use. If you're just a hobbyist like myself, just does it for hobby, I don't think I would consider right now because one, if you're just starting out, you have to save up $1,200.
Yeah.
Then you have to save up cameras. Like which cameras are you going to buy? How much are the cameras? Which one? ZV-E10, ZV $1,500. How many cameras are you going to buy? How many cameras are you going to purchase? Sure, there's cheaper ones that you can purchase. Which I mean, if you're looking at 1080, that should be no problem. But yeah, I don't know.
It's not for you yet.
Not for me yet. No. Yeah, no.
Hey, Billy said, "Sweet hobby setup."
That's Ernesto and I have the same setup, except I don't have the Stream Deck. That's my last piece I've held out on. Is I've held out on the. I go with my little smart pads on the
on the
Rodecaster
road. Yeah,
Duo.
might as well utilize it.
Right.
If you do get one, get the XL
Yeah, get the XL.
Okay.
from
Get 2 of the
experience.
XL.
I have. No, if you want to get one, get the XL. If you want to get 2, get 2 XLs. Speaking from experience, in fact, it was given to me as a gift, and then like maybe 2 months into it, the XL came out, and I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna use it." And I kept thinking about it. But what pushed me over to what made me decide to get an XL is when I got my paid for my subscription to Ecamm. Because I can do so much more with Stream Deck, with Ecamm. That's what made me decided, and I just bought it myself. So now I actually have both units, and I'm actually using the regular Stream Deck, the Mark 1, the original, and the Stream Deck XL, both at the same time. And the funny thing is I use all of them. Like all the buttons, I'm actively using all of them, and including multiple pages. Yeah, I get the XL. I got the 15 key, and I need I need
I-
8
And
of
yeah,
I
so
even
I'm
got a
wondering if it's
Plus,
possible to
actually.
configure those so they can be mute buttons for the Rodecaster video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you can mute the channels with the Stream Deck, that would be really useful.
yeah, I'm trying to think like how do you do that? I don't know because if it
Through
is a
MIDI, just like how you
Companion.
do it with the
because you can
Rodecaster
do
Pro too.
Probably companion.
no like I'm trying like hacking it, right? Would be using something like Keyboard Maestro. Because you can do Keyboard Maestro, you can register which pixel on the screen to have the simulate the click. So maybe you can do that with the Keyboard Maestro, and then
You don't reckon
use Stream Deck
the
to trigger Keyboard
Rodecaster-
Maestro.
You don't reckon the Rodecaster video has MIDI in it?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna get it.
I see.
I'm gonna get it for
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
days and return it.
Please test it, and then come back and give us a full report.
Yeah.
You'll be our road video expert for 30 days.
But the only thing is that I don't have HDMI cameras.
You can connect it. Oh, you can connect it to your laptop and your phone and your iPad.
It can
Those
take
are
2
HDMI.
USB cameras if they're
yeah, USB
UVC
cameras.
capable.
I don't have USB cameras. I have SDI.
You need to convert it. Go buy the SDI to HDMI box. as
I
well.
have.
Hey,
Okay, I'll
hey,
have
hey,
to.
hey, John, it sounds like another purchase and return to me.
Yes.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it one for that machine, I'm sure the Sony A74 will also be able to get a couple of few and then return it after.
Well, his cameras are all
many-
like professional cameras, and that's why.
Yeah.
It hence
How
it doesn't
many
have HDMI.
Yeah.
How many iPhones do you have?
Your iPhone, your iPad, and your Mac.
Yeah. So if you get the
Can
iPhone
3 inputs
with a
already.
USB-C, if you get an iPhone with a USB-C, just get the USB-C to HDMI cord, and then probably you have somebody else there with an iPhone that has the HDMI. Sorry, that have the USB-C. So then you just
There.
hook those 2 iPhones together, and then you get a pretty good
Oh,
camera.
I'll find
You'll
a couple
find
of
it.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, John can send you his new camera that he just bought, though.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Uh,
I was just gonna say, yeah, they sell these. What is it? Anchor.
Anchor, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. This one's from Best Buy Insignia. So it's USB-C to HDMI.
HDMI.
So you can just plug in your phone, or you can get Lightning if you have the the latter
Oh,
phones.
guys, don't worry. I have dongles in XR. I just don't have cameras that
Natively
use USB.
HDMI output.
Yeah, because I don't use HDMI like that. But I can use my webcam, which has SDI and HDMI. So I'll just use the HDMI.
Your
for that.
webcam. You gotta tell us what your webcam is.
My webcam is the Canon C200. So
Wow.
I'll just use the HDMI part of that, and then probably find some other phones and iPad and probably a computer.
Yeah. He's just flaunting.
His hobby setup.
Right.
Okay, let's see. So nobody else like itching. I want to get one because I feel like because we have Rodecaster user meetup that show, somebody's gotta bring that to the table. Now that we have John IT, so I don't have to buy it now.
Could I bring up something with the auto
30
switching
days.
again for
Yeah,
a second?
sure. Michael, go ahead.
So I'm looking through the manual here, and it's talking about priorities that you can set.
Yes.
Priorities low, medium, or high for each input or scene.
Mhm.
The higher priority, the more time an input or scene will be given. For instance, for a video podcast or interview, you can set the close-up shots on each speaker as a higher priority than a wide-angle shot. So I'm wondering if they're taking, like when audio is detected on more than one channel, then it'll switch to the wide shot. But if only one person is speaking, it'll go to the close-up. I really am
Yeah.
curious to see how they do this. Because
They talk about it. I'm not sure in detail how it was implemented, but they talk about it a whole lot. In fact, Tom Buck talk about it a lot. So you guys should go watch, his review videos as well.
Yeah, because it's going to be very interesting for something like a cooking show. Like if you have like a top-down shot for one camera, and then a chef and the sous chef or whoever it's cooking in one camera, and then that person has their individual camera as well. So if two people are speaking at the same time, does it do a crazy switch, or does it just focus on?
It has some priority setting in Road Central. You can choose which camera has priority. I want to see if we can have the interface pulled up or not, because I remember seeing that. And it looks pretty good. I just don't know. I'm sure somebody explained it out there. I just haven't had time to watch it. I actually watched both the B&H live stream and Aaron Parecki's stream at the same time while I was working. I was photoshopping stuff, so it's like using a different side of my brain. Oh man, talking about multitasking today. Whew. So anything else on there that you would particularly want to talk about, visit or discuss about Rodecaster video?
Hopefully the audio
don't
is the
forget-
same as like the Rodecaster Duo and the Rodecaster Pro. Hopefully
They say it is.
same preamps.
Yeah,
Okay.
same preamp.
Yeah.
Same exact thing
Well, that's great.
without the screen and the fader.
It's got a oral exciter and big bottom, and I'm
Yes,
sure it has
Aphex.
yeah. So one thing that Tom was also talking about was because it didn't have a screen to it, and he was like saying he had to buy that $50 screen to use with it. So I mean, it's something for someone to
Oh my God.
have that in mind also.
Right.
Daniel is here. Daniel, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Daniel, are you still here? You want to come join us and talk about our like obsessed with our discussion about Rodecaster video? Would love to have you here. Come join us if you're on Zoom. But go to learner2learner.com, which I should have pinned it. Which maybe I'll learn from Daniel how to do it. Go to learner2learner.com if you're still here, and then click on the call in with Zoom, and then maybe you can join us. Would love to hear your thoughts about the Rodecaster video.
I just
Hey, John, where is Sean?
Oh, he can't join right now. He's I don't know. Sean is probably producing music. Next time, okay, Daniel, next time join us, because I'm so curious about it. Yeah, Sean, I don't know. Sean is heavily producing music right now, so maybe that's why he's not here.
He would certainly have thoughts on this.
I'm sure when he's out of his music production mode. But anyway, so going back, so Michael, you were talking about like the processing, how they prioritize one camera or one video source. Is there anything else you
Going back to what John Lowe was talking about, what we were talking about leaving the last room coming into this conversation was how it might switch to a two-shot of people when it prioritizes based on audio coming in and so on. So I really am curious if it's like if you have camera 1, camera 2, camera 3 is the wide shot, then if both people are speaking, camera 3 is what goes like I want to know how it does this. How it decides. So I guess like maybe you would set the close-up shot as like a medium priority and the wide shot as a low. I don't know. I'm really interested to see how they do this.
Yes. Too bad I was watching two streams at the same time and working at the same time, so I didn't.
Thanks a lot, John.
So there's 6 of us right now in the room, right? You smell what I'm cooking? Each and every one of us give out 200, and we could have one.
And then we rotate. We just rotate. Actually, I've thought of that. The earlier days, when we're doing Clubhouse, like, should we like all chip in and then we'll just rotate the hardware for everybody to test it out? It may not be a bad idea, actually.
It's my week to have it.
Daniel says, I'm contemplating on selling his ATEM Extreme ISO for the Roadcaster video. Please do.
Idea.
Please do.
Not a bad idea.
Really? The extreme? Maybe because of his use. Maybe if he... It depends. Because if he doesn't use all the channels of the extreme ISO, then it would make sense.
Okay, let's see.
That's what I'm using right now as well, the SDI version. And I have... what is it? Like 7 ports that I'm not using.
Oh, man.
It makes sense because they're around the same price. The Extreme is like $1,200, but it's only a video switcher, and that one you have no audio whatsoever. So, and that one is you get audio and video for $1,200. So
okay, there you go. Oh, okay. Did you all see that? The streamer actually said the only thing I'm worried about is this: if the new Roadcaster video is anything like the Streamer X, I'm out.
I'm out.
Regret buying the Streamer X. It's just
It's
buggy.
Oh, man.
Well, there. Okay, so
Ouch.
Hey, that's why you got to test before you sell your ISO. Just buy it and test it first.
he didn't have the SDI version because it was not out yet. He has the HDMI version.
Yeah.
But oh man, I immediately wanted to talk about maybe we might be able to get Daniel to come. Daniel, I get a little bit nervous because maybe we'll have Daniel come and talk to us about. You remember we talk about comparing the not Streamer X Roadcaster video with with Ecamm. So maybe that time we can have. I would like to give us a little time to study, and not study meaning not using it. Maybe we'll have opportunity for. But John IT, you are an Ecamm user? No?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah, you are. So maybe when you get yours to test, your the 30-day trial period, maybe you can kind of compare. Maybe after that, we'll have some Ecamm users come on here and talk about that too. That would be.
Let me throw out a little idea here. Like Ecamm and this device could still work well together,
Coexist.
especially if you're in a studio where you have multiple people in your studio, but you're also connecting with people remotely who are calling in and so on.
Agreed.
And you need to integrate all that together. This could be a really good device for that, and it frees up some computing power from your machine, your computer, for like doing other things.
Yeah.
Does
options.
Zoom for Ecamm solve that problem?
Zoom for Ecamm would solve the remote guest problem, yes. But then if you have also in studio guests, then you can combine those two hardware or combine the hardware with the software, the Ecamm software together.
Yeah, right. Yeah, got it.
So,
Yeah, because the thing-
I'm sure we'll see that at Creator Camp. Maybe after Creator Camp, I can we'll share because hopefully we get. To play
We're
with
going to be so knowledgeable by October the 22nd.
So Billy is going, Glenn is going, I'm going. Daniel will be there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting. At first, I was a little nervous. I think the group. Talking about switching gear without this is ADD, switching gear without telling everybody. I'm talking about the Ecamm Creator Camp right now. It's at October 15th is when the camp starts, for 15th through the 19th, I believe. So that is when we're gonna meet. So Glenn and I will be meeting for the first time. Daniel will be there, I believe, and Billy will be there also. Yay! Exciting.
Awesome.
I'm sure hopefully we get to play with it. The streamer, no, Roadcaster video. Not streamer.
Roadcaster video. Yeah.
Everybody say it 10 times. Roadcaster video.
Roadcaster
Video. Video.
And by the way, Streamer X is not cheap. I mean, now it is cheaper. Now
like
it's like $100 cheaper, but
40% off or something like that. The last time I saw.
oh, really?
40%?
That much off? Well, I guess
Yeah.
why would you use? Well, I guess you. I don't know. It never interests me personally, but yeah. Any other features on the not streamer on the Roadcaster video that you want to bring up?
Oh wow, the Streamer X is 250. Wow.
I would like to bring up one more time
Okay.
the video compositing capabilities this thing has.
Okay. Yes. Talk
Because
about that.
it is powerful enough to take 4 video signals and put them all on screen at the same time, as well as a background. So, like, you've got to get into a pretty high-level Blackmagic product to get anywhere close to that. So if you're somebody who wants to, put the double box, triple box of people, whatever, on your screen, this is a really compelling product for the price point, because otherwise you're going to have something like an Ecamm or some other product like that, because the Blackmagic stuff, you're getting into multiple thousands of dollars to be able to get that same capability. So that, for me, that's really compelling, because I like being able to put multiple things on screen and do lots of compositing like that.
I'm busy switching camera because somebody left and there's a hole. Hang on. Who is that? Oh, okay. Let me switch. John IT there. Okay, Paul. That's why
we lost Nee.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the reason one thing that surprised me with Ecamm Live is I found myself. I've spent hours and hours building out different layouts like this one, for instance, right? So I have like my Clubhouse people over that side, and then I have my Zoom people over here. I have me in the middle, and then I even have one that is me and the 4 of you like this. I have it all built up so that I have camera ABCs. So I did all that layout. And guess what I used the most? I used the live switching the most. Like, so I can go and switch here with my mouse, I just click, and it's fast. I can do that very quickly. And I find myself using this so much more. The one thing that you couldn't quite do, I mean, you could switch from one camera to the next easily on the Roadcaster video, but I don't think you can quickly do a quick combination of Ernesto and John IT. Or, now I wanted maybe just me and John and John. Like, so you can have the John ×3 layout very quickly without having to go into anything to preset it. So so that flexibility of I'm not saying that this is going to replace Ecamm. There's usage that you can put the two together to use, but there might be also some people who would use just the hardware side of things. But for me, having only 2 cameras, it's not quite for me. I would like to have one regardless.
Oh no, it's not going to replace Ecamm at all, because Ecamm, I don't really use Ecamm for the switching. I mostly use Ecamm for like the LUTs, because you can drop your LUTs inside of Ecamm, as well as like lower thirds and like graphics. It's really good at like graphics. So I don't see any switch. I mean, the Blackmagic can use it, but it's kind of complicated.
Yeah.
Because you have to do the upstream, downstream key, and etc. With Ecamm, you can just use that overlay feature, and you can just drag and drop. You can have the comments from multiple streaming services, so it makes it really simple for things like that. But video, then yes, I don't connect anything to my computer directly. I use a switcher, and that handles the video, audio separately, and I just use Ecamm for like the graphics.
Yeah, speaking of that, that really is something. Okay, so I have my lower third that I built. This is the whole thing was built in Ecamm, and all these are in pieces. And the reason why I built it like this was because at when I first started, I was still gonna do this for all my guests, but my guests can show up anytime, so I won't be able to like prepare for people like ahead of time, like quickly. I don't have to. Eventually, maybe I'll do that, but right now, I just quickly, if I want to see you all, if I want to see your name, I'll just go into my Ecamm Zoom setting and then show guest name and pop to show up. so there's something quick that I like the flexibility that I couldn't quite get in the hardware switcher, but I mean not my use case. So not immediately like seeing how the Rodecaster video is going to replace Ecamm usage, but I can see how they can be combined. I believe somebody, who was it? What is the Take One Tech? What's his name? Take One Tech. Take One Tech. Oh my gosh, he's in Thailand. Daniel, if you're still there, what's his name? What's his name? I can't remember who. What's his first name? Take One Tech. Anyway, he said, he was live streaming using Alec. Yes, Alec.
Alec.
Right.
Thank you, Daniel. Alec said that he was using the Rodecaster video for all the switching, but he's using Ecamm for his streaming. So now I'm curious to see. Hopefully Alec will be in.
I would say I think he's coming. I think he's coming to Massachusetts.
I hope he is, and I would like to hear from people who already have. Maybe Doc Rock would be the person too. How would he see the two, the hardware and the Ecamm working together, or how do they compare? Maybe they'll do a show about it, but we'll talk about it.
Here's the way I see things, John. They offer themselves on the black market, and they go to the highest bidder as to who talks to them first.
Oh goodness. Well, hello, Lorianne from Clubhouse. Long time no see. Now, we are obviously talking about the newly released Rodecaster video, but this is still soundcheck. And when people come into soundcheck, sometimes we do soundcheck. So I just want to make sure if she wants to do soundcheck, or does she want to talk about something else, or does she just want to say hello? Hello, Lorianne. Good to see you.
Hi, John. I've been in a few times, and there was a John in here, but it was a pre-recorded John. That was pretty funny when I tried to say hi to you. That was good. So I get to say hi in real life, in real person now. Great. Nice to see you all.
You still sound good.
Well, I changed my setting a little on my piano, and that's what I was curious about. Is I pushed the piano volume up a little bit on the iRig, and then a little bit on the fader, and I'm just curious if I've pushed it too far. Yeah. Do
you wanna play something for us?
Sure.
Let us hear it. This is the classic Clubhouse sound check where we actually do sound check. Make sure you're on music mode. Music mode is...
Thank you for saying
that. Music mode would be like on Zoom would be the original sound for musicians setting. So let's take a listen to it. And if you want to like listen in, also put your headphones on so that we can hear Lorianne's playing. Lorianne's a professional pianist.
Thank you, John. Thank you. So here we go.
It is clipping a little bit, yeah.
It's also left heavy.
Yeah. Okay. And then here's...
Yeah, it's clipping.
It is a lot of clipping. Okay. I'm going to take it down.
May I ask why you boosted the volume?
Yeah.
Yeah. because I got a comment that went something like, "The piano seems quieter than your voice," and then I thought, "Oh, and then I played a replay for my piano tech was here today, so my piano sounds amazing, but then when I was playing that to him, I noticed because I don't listen to the replays actually, generally speaking, and so here I was listening and I went, "Oh yeah, my voice does seem like my vocal is louder than the piano."
When that comment about your voice louder than your piano, was it from a replay? And context wise, this is Clubhouse, not YouTube. Was that from that person listening to your replay and give you that comment, or when that person listening to you live?
I can't say for sure at this juncture. Let me think about that.
The reason why I ask is
Yeah.
that when Clubhouse process replay, it's process. It actually normalized the whole thing and it prioritized voices. So your voice would be louder than your piano. So would not take comments from I would not take any input or feedback from listening to replay. Live,
Very good
maybe.
information.
Yeah.
Now I was in Chatter, and I don't know what you think about that. That'd be a question.
Chatter has no good audio yet.
Mm-hmm.
Chatter's audio is they said it was going to be good, and Michael and I tested it, and it had the good audio. It's still mono, let alone mono, but the bitrate was really low too. So I wouldn't don't spend too much time testing sound out on Chatter just yet.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough then, because I was just there. Someone asked me to play this film festival next Sunday, and so we were just testing. I had the first time I've even ever played in Chatter. Let's see if my Clubhouse setup works there. And then they made that same comment about, "Oh, I think your voice is louder than the piano." So then I pushed it up just there in Chatter and put it at a level in there that now I'm bringing back to here. And that none of that may be relevant, you see.
Yeah,
but
it's really hard.
That's
And
what I did.
the reason why I haven't, we do this on Clubhouse for almost 4 years now, doing sound check. And the reason why we haven't done it anywhere else, and now doing it on Zoom through Ecamm Live, Ecamm for Zoom, is because at least Zoom has the setting for me to get the original sound for musicians. So people who want to test their system, they have to turn on the original sound for musicians as well, so that I can hear them at as high a fidelity as possible by the software, allowed by the software. And Clubhouse has been great. The sound has been really good. And so far, I haven't found any other platform that has quality, or at least having the sound fidelity good enough for us to do sound check that way. And really, I'm only stuck to the Clubhouse and Zoom are the only two places that I would.
And Zoom is not as good as Clubhouse.
And Zoom is not as good. And can Zoom audio be as good as Clubhouse if you work at it? Like as a performer, would Zoom be good?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know. From some of my experience, John, I've been a little disappointed with, with original sound on, it's not quite the fidelity that Clubhouse stereo audio does, but that's just
I don't know, but it can be. If you look at the data, it's good enough, like the bitrate information. But the problem with Zoom is there's a lot of automation that happens in the background depending on your speed, internet speed. So that might not. But on Clubhouse, if you switch to music mode, it is transmitting at that bitrate. Well, I can't remember what the data is, the bitrate is right now. But anyway, we should go back to, do you want to get your system to at least not clip and sound good enough for now?
Yeah, I guess I'll move the settings back.
I would
and
not,
also
especially on iRig. iRig, usually the clipping happens on iRig. So
I moved that up on iRig. Yes, just by 2 or 3 points.
Oh, 2 or 3 points is a lot. Yeah. So bring it back to where you had it, because the iRig is notorious because it is doing it's just amplifying the signal that comes out from your mixer.
Actually, it wasn't quite that much. I had it up, but I just adjusted it by
Okay.
a little bit, and I brought it to instead of at
Now,
2, it's
also
at
on
2
your
or 1.5.
mixer, it's a Zoom Pot Track L12, Live Track L12, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, oh my gosh, I still remember that.
I know, that's amazing.
Did you adjust? Hopefully, you did not adjust the gain. You just
No, I didn't
adjust
touch the gain. No, I just did the fader
the
and
fader.
the
Okay.
iRig.
Okay. Cool. Good. So if you get your iRig back to where it was, and then if you need to use your fader to make your sound louder, make your piano level louder, that's okay. But not messing with the iRig.
Yeah, okay. So on the fader, I went up past infinity, and then when I heard you say it was clipping, I brought it back
Past
to
Unity?
infinity. I mean, sorry, unity.
Yeah.
Yes, not unity and infinity.
Infinity all the way down.
Yeah. So unity, yes. So, but that's not the original. I still, of course, it's an L12. The settings are saved, so I can go back to precisely the same setting
Yeah.
that we did with Sean.
I would probably do
do
that first. Like if
Okay,
you
so
bring it
what?
back to that, and as long as you didn't move your microphones, that should bring us back to where we had it. And then play it again and let me hear it. Because the last time, like a few minutes ago when you played, your left channel also was louder. I'm not sure if it's because on your iRig you turned the dial. It's not exactly perfect. So maybe that's why I was hearing the left channel a little louder. So let's play it again with your original presets, and then we'll let you know. And when people, as you're doing that too, Lorianne, when people said your voice is louder, is it when you speak and play at the same time when you do your meditation sessions, or when you speak and then play and they think that your voice is louder than your piano?
No, yeah, it's not. I rarely play and speak at the same time, so no, it's not. It's not at the same time. It must be, and also they don't realize that there's a big, wide dynamic range
Yeah,
with the piano,
exactly.
and that we have to
It's
make it, yeah, right, and we have to put the voice in the middle so that there's kind of low piano and then the high
yeah.
piano. I mean,
And
loud, low and loud.
people are so used to like compressed sound on music, and when it's compressed they bring the low up high, they're reducing the dynamic range. But when you play live, you can do with some compression, but you still want to have that dynamic range still intact.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the beauty of this piano. So it's actually when I went back to the original settings, the volume, the fader volume is considerably lower. You'll hear it right away,
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, Lorianne, I can hear what people are saying, that the piano could be boosted a little bit, but I'd leave the iRig alone.
Yeah.
Maybe push the fader for the piano up just
Okay,
a
very
little
good.
bit.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
And you
right
have to
now.
do it to two
Yeah.
channels, right? Is it left mic and
Yeah.
right mic?
Faders, yes.
Yeah, I'll bring it back up to Unity then, just out of curiosity. We didn't test Unity.
What was it? Tell us where was the preset level? If it's slightly under Unity, is it like a whole lot?
A whole lot under Unity. I'll get the measurement just a sec.
I'm guessing putting it at Unity is going to make it
Too loud. It's
in
gonna
the sweet
clip.
spot. No, probably the sweet spot, because when she turned it up, she had the faders above Unity. So
Because usually we tried with her at Unity, and then lower it. But I think it can be reduced. I just don't want it to go too far.
Yeah, this is treble is at Unity and the bass is under that because
Yeah.
we lowered the bass.
Yeah.
Let's try that. Okay, here we go.
Sounds the same.
okay, get loud.
Yeah,
Sounds the
play-
same.
Get to one of your loudest parts, if you
Okay.
could, please. Yeah, it's still not.
What's
Yeah,
that?
maybe you can go a little louder.
Yeah, a little bit more on the faders. The faders is what we're going for.
Yeah, the faders.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I think happened there? You have to just
Yeah.
a minute. You
Yeah,
have to
did
go
you
all the way
switch-
down, and then you have to go
Yeah.
past what with a yeah. Just a minute. I think
Sorry, John. IT
I think
said
that
it
was just
sounded
the same,
Yeah.
actually. Okay, now we.
That's why it sounded the same. Yeah.
That's why it sounded the same. Does that sound different now?
Yes.
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 I'm looking at my meters. It's better now a little bit.
Here's the
The
loud
left
part.
channel needs to be louder. Did it clip there? Can you go soft and then go loud again?
Yes. Yeah. So now we hear a difference in the volume, right?
Yes. Mhm.
And the bass is is like a whole measurement lower.
Mm-hmm.
Move
So
it
the
up
bass
about
is on the
half
left.
a line up a little bit more. Just the bass fader.
Yeah, the bass has to be on the left channel.
Yeah, it is.
So right the right channel's on unity, and the bass is half of one down. It's between the 0 and the -5. So this is probably the loudest. But
Can you do a scale?
I would move the bass fader up to unity.
Okay. I'm just gonna try and give you a variation, something else.
I can you do a scale for me, low to high?
Yes. Like when we used to do that. when
Yeah,
we
yeah. I
would
just
go-
want to hear the balance. So when you switch, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Where are your pan locations set for both the bass and the treble?
Oh, interesting.
It is different. It is off. It shouldn't be the same because I remember we have to compensate it because the certain Sean said that the lower register pick up differently than the higher register picked up by a microphone.
Yeah, I recognize that, but the treble mic seems to get farther to the right than the bass mic does. So
it might be where I set the mics, but they're set at 3 o'clock, at 9 o'clock and 3 o'clock, the panning. And the microphones, whenever I just change locations again, John,
Mhm.
we talked when I first went up to the lake, and now I'm back in Vancouver, and I set the mics up again as close as I could. But I lower them a little bit closer to the strings, which maybe.
But we can adjust that with just your fader. If it is, Michael, you think it's panned too far to the right?
Or is it that the treble, I remember you always wanted me to move that treble mic up higher on the in position in the keyboard, in the piano,
Because the
Is that still
treble
the
mic
case?
always pick up the lower register as well. But let's keep it where it is. Let's see if we
Okay.
can address what Michael's hearing, and see if so you're saying the bass, when she plays the scale, the bass does not pan as far to the left as when she goes up on the scale, it pans more to the right. Is that right, Michael?
correct. Yeah.
And you know why that is too, I bet, Michael, is because the bass microphone, I can't actually get it way across the piano because the boom only goes a certain distance. So I wonder, would that have an impact on that? Because it's not right at the end.
I don't think so, because it's a
mon.
I think it's the pan, right? We just need to mess with the pan. So the pan for the lower register is at 9 o'clock,
Yes, that's right.
and then the pan for the for the upper register, the treble is at
Is at
3.
3 o'clock.
Okay, so now it's even. So I remember we were changing it. So would you, Michael, would you like to bring the treble closer to the center, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
I'd bring it down to maybe 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And let's hear you go
Oh,
through
how fun
the
is that?
samples again.
Okay.
That's better. Yeah, go ahead and play a sample of your music. And let's hear where we're at. And is the bass fader at Unity as well?
It
At
is
this point?
now. Yes. It
Okay,
is.
go ahead.
Let's see. And I'll go to a different section.
Yeah, something
I'm
there.
hearing the
Oh, I know what I can do that's a little bit louder. Hold on.
I like that. I think it's better than it was. I think it's a really good spot now.
she can really play.
Yeah. Yeah, she good.
Check out her album, AnnSpeed.
Lorianne, I like that a lot because the bass
Yeah.
and the treble mics and the left and right panning really play back and forth well with each other. And
Oh,
when you
good.
get to the lower register, it gets a little bit higher on the left, and when you do the upper register, it's a little bit higher on the right. But it doesn't go any higher than
Extreme,
it's a
right.
good balance across the field now. So, and I think the volume, all of that is really good, and I'm not hearing any clipping. So I think you're in a lot better shape than when you came in.
Save
Better grab
that.
that setting. Yeah. John, were you
Save
just
it.
reading my mind? Are you in my living room? Because
In fact, I can hear the click.
okay. That's so funny because first I was like busy trying to save it, and I realized, oh, that's a recall.
I was
Okay,
going to tell
save.
you save it, but I don't remember how you save it. I'm glad you do.
But the
And
thing is-
Lorianne, as an addendum, I really like where your vocal microphone is because
Yeah.
I've often felt in the past like it's a little too low.
yeah,
When I've been in your rooms, it's
Oh.
like you're really quiet. Now you're a quiet speaker, so that makes sense. But I like where it is now because I think it's probably a little bit more balanced with the music and just works well overall better.
Thank you so much. When I did the recall, it took me right back to those other settings. So I'm just went back to infinity, and the only other thing we did was we went to 2 o'clock on the panning. So yeah, and I love what you're saying that the vocal mic fits better now
I
because
think
it's
you
the
could
same
boost it a little
volume.
bit
It's
more,
it's the
actually.
same volume.
Yeah,
You want more?
I could get a little bit. Where is your vocal mic at? Is that Unity?
Yes, it is. It's a little, just a hair above Unity, actually.
Okay, put it a hair more above Unity, and that'll probably be just right.
Check audio. Check. Is that better?
Yeah, and I also know that you are fairly quiet when you do your rooms, so I don't know that
You're gonna
your
have
voice
the
in
problem
here
like
is quite
me.
as representative of
That's
when you're
true.
doing your rooms.
And you never like
So-
laugh like me loudly, like so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about the headroom.
Me too. I laugh way out loud right here in this room.
In this room, yes, but not in your rooms
No, not
when you're
in my
doing your
room.
music.
What is wrong with my rooms? We do not laugh out loud.
Ah.
There is a problem.
No, Lorianne, I should have said that earlier on, but hopefully you already know. I've brought Soundcheck Room to YouTube now. We've been doing this for a few months now. So you are actually on YouTube right now. Your voice is. So I should have told you
Cool.
earlier. I didn't tell you.
Oh,
But that's why you see the YouTube link up on top. If you want to see us visually, you can click on that link and actually see us on YouTube as well.
We'll see you, John. Or like, is
Yeah,
that
you'll
what we
see. You'll see me. You won't see Michael. Michael tonight it's not on here, but you can see the other people like John IT that was like, giving you feedback. Also,
I'm going to subscribe.
so
Yeah,
please
look,
do. This is a classic, and I would love. I've been
it
trying to
says
give.
sign in.
Huh?
Hmm.
Oh, did it ask you to? Oh, because you want to. If you subscribe, you have to sign into your account to subscribe. I guess for your YouTube
Oh, I'll
account.
have to come back to
But
that.
there's a
Okay.
website called Learner to Learner that you can go learnertolearner.com. I'm just taking the essence of what we've been doing for the past 4 years on Clubhouse, how one person learns something and then passing that knowledge to another person. And always no judgment. We're here patiently learning from each other and with each other. So I'm taking that idea and taking those 2 shows now on YouTube as well. Broadcaster Pro User
So
Meetup
you
as
did
well.
Learner to Learner. That's that was your show on
Yes.
YouTube previously. No kidding.
Yes. I
What
just
a
started
great
doing
concept.
it. I just started doing it only a few months ago. I remember it was very rough when I first started. Remember, Michael? I would play the wrong song and everything. It was still rough, like earlier on Roadcaster when
It's a learning process for
always,
everyone.
Exactly. I always want to try new things. So because of
You're
my
so good.
Sequoia, the Mac OS Sequoia, I can do iPhone mirroring. So I thought instead of using Club Deck, I'm just gonna mirror a thing at my phone and then not having to have Club Deck. But I messed it up. I got to do more tests before I do that. By the way,
What a
actually,
You
great
need the
idea.
roadcaster video.
Roadcaster video.
That solves everything.
And we
Anyway,
circle back around.
so
what
yeah,
we
circle
were
back
talking
around. That's right. Thank you, Lorianne. I hope you check out the channel, and we talk a little bit more. And I'm so glad that you came in tonight to do your sound check, because I've been trying to explain to people what I do previously for the last 4 years on Clubhouse to people that I now meet, like Ernesto. I met
On YouTube, you mean?
On-
Like you're trying to
yeah,
explain
yeah.
it there?
the stuff that we used to do on Clubhouse for
Yeah.
4 years. I just
Yeah.
now brought it to YouTube, and I've been trying to explain to people on YouTube, the people who watch me on YouTube or
Yeah.
us, that what we do. But it's much easier to have somebody come in and actually do the sound check. I think we're going to do the sound check with Ernesto too next week, because I can see your level on your Roadcaster, and we need to do something. I mean, we need to like get it standardized.
Yes.
And then now we also have Cindy Lou and Prayer now. All the Clubhouse classic people are back in here.
The OGs,
The
yes.
OGs. So, and Chris, so that is what we do, and for the last 4 years, and people would come in. The reason why we did that was because on Clubhouse there's not an easy way for you to test your sound, because what you hear may not be what you hear through your mixer may not be what people are experiencing or what people are hearing on their end, receiving the sound. And of course, it didn't start off with having music mode at first. It also started off with not so good audio, and then we slowly move into better quality audio, and then ultimately getting music mode. So it's still by far the best sounding quality social audio platform out there. Hope that does not change.
And how does it compare? Like I see your title says get your best sound everywhere. So if we're doing our sound here in Clubhouse, does it translate well to YouTube if I want to do YouTube Live or
Yes,
something?
the everywhere is with the little parenthesis. No, with the little asterisk, because because it depends on where you're sending your audio to, right? If you go send this to X, to Twitter Spaces, and even like to Chatter for that matter, then they are not going to hear what we are hearing on Clubhouse or on YouTube. But YouTube you can, because if you live stream it to YouTube, you can, if you have the setup right, and if your sound is coming up from your live track L12, then yes, you can keep your same setup.
So so the YouTube Lives, I think you have to have 1,000 followers or subscribers for
I think
YouTube.
you can go.
500?
Can't you go live stream anytime now? Oh no, that is TikTok. 1,000 is TikTok, right? Can
Okay.
you can live stream
You can live stream straight away.
Because
the
I
day
have been
after
live
you
streaming. I
create
only
it.
have
You're
50
doing it right now.
We have 50
Right.
subscribers.
Okay. And so,
Yeah.
John, your new way of doing this then is you're going to be talking to people on YouTube, like
As
instead
well.
of Clubhouse people coming, YouTube people can come and talk to you in live.
Well, Zoom
Look at-
actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
So on YouTube, it's incorporated. I use a software called Ecamm. By the way, speaking of, you can go to a website and get a discount. You get 15% discount on your subscription if you're interested in Ecamm. Learnertolearner.com.
In which part?
So if you go to the website, on the bottom of the website, there is like the gear that I use. Let me see if I can switch there. So
But you're using to play live in YouTube. Like you're saying, this is the bee's knees, like what you've got now for.
So
YouTube.
Ecamm Live is a streaming software, but it is also it incorporated Zoom into the streaming software. So if you are able to watch some of the replays, or later on if you watch the one of these replays, you will see that I'm controlling what you're seeing and how I have, say, on screen right now, John IT, John Lowe, and Ernesto and Glenn all coming in through Zoom as if they are in the studio with me.
Oh, I see. So you have your panel like you have
Yeah.
in Clubhouse. It's the same idea. You've got
But visual with
the
visually.
guys show up.
Yes.
And then that instead of you by yourself, because that's part of the charm of the place, is like you have all these different kind of really groovy like tech people that know
Yeah.
audio engineers, and so you're doing the same sort of format, and so
Exact-
you're
just
all
with
together
visual.
with Zoom,
Yeah.
with visual,
Uh-huh.
with Zoom,
With
and they're
Zoom, yeah.
live. Okay,
Yes.
but then I'm sorry, I don't know YouTube Lives very well, but are you actually in connection in real time with the people who come?
Mm-hmm.
in
Yes.
there?
In fact, Cindy Lou is now saying hello from over there. I'm just putting the.
Oh,
I am everywhere. Cindy Lou says. Cindy Lou is in the Clubhouse as well as watching it on YouTube. Oh, did she accidentally fall down?
She's back. I'll invite her back.
Okay. There you go, Laurie.
And by the way, I do need to be
jumped
heading out. It's past my bedtime.
Okay,
so
Michael. Thank you.
appreciate you all. Take care. Talk to
Thank
you
you,
later.
Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks for staying
your
up late.
input. That was
Yeah,
helpful.
Later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But yes, we'll answer any final thoughts, final questions from Lorianne before we head out. Anything as
no.
far as are you curious about doing live streaming, your
Yes,
music
yeah.
playing and all that?
Yeah, and I don't know where to go. Like I want to do. I've discovered, I've really missed Clubhouse, and we know that there's some limitations here that weren't here before. And so I'm thinking, where else can I go that I can play to people?
Yeah.
And So what would you say?
You are exactly. I would say YouTube. That's the reason why I do that, right? Do you remember Mike from the Pizza Club?
Oh, yeah, vaguely I do.
So on Clubhouse, right? So he has his pizza club where they meet and talk about pizza, literally, and they have a YouTube channel now too, and they've been trying to incorporate those two components of Clubhouse and bringing it into YouTube, because Clubhouse is great. Even though we've been there for 4 years, it is still a startup. They are like testing things out. It's like a fresh, brand new thing, right? And because of that, it is also a little bit smaller. The people that are exposed to this, unlike the pandemic days where everybody have nowhere to go and therefore they are in here, right? So because of that, the audience is a little bit smaller, and therefore I always wanted to reach out to a wider audience. And I think YouTube allows me to just have another side of possibility for people coming in. We have Rob, who joined us earlier, who's in Florida but has to go take shelter because of the hurricane. He was somebody that I met through YouTube. Ernesto, who is on here. Yeah, we met through YouTube. Like, how did you find out again?
I was actually, because I own a Roadcaster, I was looking up Roadcaster video, and yours came across. First it was Soundcheck, and then it was the Roadcaster
See,
the channel.
algorithm
And-
works.
And see, Ernesto has just proven the point I wanted to make to Lorianne, which is Google is the #1 search
tool.
engine
Yeah.
in the
YouTube,
world.
Yeah.
YouTube is number two. And Ernesto did nothing but prove it by his statement.
So, Lorianne, can you
Kidding, that
imagine
is
having your music
fascinating.
there?
Oh my gosh, you're inspiring me.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's got a huge search engine. So if you just put in keywords like, piano live or whatever, you're saying that there's just such a big pond of people.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you
There's
get
just a
an
lot of
audience.
people there too.
Is
And-
that what you're saying? Did I understand that
Mhm.
correctly?
Yes. Well, yes. A search tool. Well, he's saying like YouTube is the #2 search tool in the world, right?
So how is that relevant to me? I guess I missed that.
discovery. Like, how can
Oh.
people discover you?
I see.
So I think the first step is you just need to have some sort of visual, like a setup, and we can talk more about it. You can connect with me
Yeah.
next week. In fact,
Yeah.
next week, what I was planning to do is, unless like there's another new software, hardware was released. We were planning to talk about a friend of mine that we're going to do a podcast tomorrow, also has Ecamm, and he's like, I don't know anything about Ecamm. So I was planning next week's sound check. We're going to bring back the discussion about Ecamm. And you don't have to use Ecamm, Lorianne, but Ecamm happens to be the software that I use for me to be able to incorporate Zoom people. So you don't necessarily need to have that.
Mac
but
only?
It's a Mac only software.
Yeah, I have a Mac.
Yeah. So, but it also, there's some requirements, but you don't have to use only Ecamm, but we can talk about Ecamm. You can find other solutions. I think there's like StreamYard, and is StreamYard what Sean used, Glenn?
No.
What do you use?
Lorianne,
Riverside.
Riverside, yes.
Yeah, it's Riverside. You want to choose between Ecamm and Riverside.
Ecamm and Riverside. So those two, you narrow it down for you. Glenn tested it. But just look at all the possibilities and come chat with us next week. We can just talk about maybe in general, just streaming to YouTube on Soundcheck.
I love that. Yeah, because I'm a real neophyte. I'm really like beginner. And I remember back in the day, starting out here in Clubhouse, it was this learners, just like you described, people helping you. People figured stuff out together and shared it with others. And I'm kind of at that place. I know nothing about streaming into YouTube, but I do love the idea of wider audience. And my last question, and I'll come next Tuesday for sure.
Well,
My
actually,
last question-
Lorianne, hold on to your last question. I am developing an online course or some kind of course on. I knew nothing 1 year ago in October. I knew less than nothing, and I spent the last year just simply immersing myself in this world of streaming, and I have learned so much that I have decided to develop a little course, not an inexpensive thing, to tell people everything that I've learned. And so I guess my question is, would you be interested in something like that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, is it like one of those like 7-week courses? And
No. Right now, it's still just a good idea. It's right up here, but
okay, gotcha.
but I'm working with
Yeah,
Amy
sure.
Porterfield and the whole deal. So anyway,
Oh yeah, I know her work. Yeah.
okay, so it's going to happen like the next month or two. But right now, I'm thinking like a 2-hour live session or something like that.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I don't really have anything to base that on yet, but I think
Okay,
what I do know is I do want to learn to stream into
Lori-
YouTube. That's
okay.
what I know.
All right, Lori, I want you to ask your next question, but I want you to hold on to that thought, okay?
Sure.
And Cindy
All right,
Lou also
go ahead.
Cindy Lou
It's
also
as
said, I
simple
want
as-
to connect my Zoom and Ecamm, so count me in next week. Okay, so we'll do Ecamm next week, and I'll invite my podcaster friend to join us also next
And
week.
you'll start at
Lorianne
the
too.
beginning kind of thing, right? Like not at the beginning, but
It will.
like it's for someone like me. I could learn how to
Yes.
stream into YouTube then. Okay, very good.
We can you know me, right? We always
Yeah.
want to cover everybody's at different level, and it may not always happen at the same time, but
Yeah.
we will definitely
there.
talk about like the very general idea, and then we can 1 week maybe focus more on the very basic, and then another time we can focus a little bit more advanced. I'm fairly new too. I just got Ecamm. Live streaming, no, but Ecamm, I just started using it in March. So I'm also fairly new. So I still have that new perspective in me.
Yeah.
So so Ecamm is one of them. Maybe we'll talk about like
I
streaming
mean, all I
in
need is
general.
a visual now, right? Like, I mean, I
Yeah.
have good audio, so we're just talking about Ecamm. We're just trying to get now audio visual.
Visual,
right?
yes.
You have to have
You
the
got
visual
your
part.
audio there.
But
We
what
just need to
couldn't I
find
use
video.
my iPhone somehow? Because it's got a great
You could,
camera on it.
yes, you
so-
could. You could. Without Ecamm, you can go live with your phone. So yeah, that's definitely more possibility. But if you
You
want
need two
to,
accounts.
if you want to do
Or-
more, you could. But if you want to do the very basic too, somebody said something. Was it Ernesto?
What I
Or John?
yeah, what I
Ernesto.
learned last year when I was streaming my son's football games, that you need 50 subscribers to stream mobile.
I do have 50 subscribers. I
okay,
think
there
I've
you
got
go.
Right. So yeah, so
150
if
or
you want
something like
use
that.
mobile, but if you have a desktop, or you can
That's
go ahead and
better.
stream at any moment. Right.
Oh,
At any
okay,
moment
that's
you can
probably
stream.
better.
What is your channel?
I
What is
just-
your YouTube channel? Let's get you a few
Um,
more subscribers.
Yes, please.
Right?
Thank you.
Right?
Well, not
my
that
goodness.
I mean, I only have 50. So
Hi, it's Lori-Ann Speed. My name, Lori-Ann, Lori-Ann Speed. And that's it. That's
okay, let me
that's-
see.
Oh, that is a
Lori.
musician's name. Holy cow, Lori Ann.
Is it with the
I
hyphen?
want to sign. I want to
the
be a member of the
hyphen.
fan club.
And you know, the problem is there are fake sites for me. So don't go to the ones. Look for the one that has the most subscribers. Oh, it's 177 subscribers. Okay, that must be
Let me
it. The
see
one with
what's
the
your.
most.
Let's see if your channel. Okay, there you go. I recognize your face. Okay, this is Lori-Ann, Lori-Ann Speed. So let me see. Your channel is actually Lori-Ann Speed 369. So I'm going to copy your channel. I'm gonna paste it in the chat so that everybody can go to it really
36.
quickly.
Oh, 97 though, that part. Yeah,
And-
Lori-Ann Speed.
And subscribe to Lori-Ann. So and also, you know, come back and chat with us. And again, you know this. It's just like Clubhouse. We go into one conversation, but it takes sometimes several weeks to get the complete grasp of everything, and that's perfectly fine. You know, take your time. And understand the concept, even if the specifics are not quite there, that's perfectly okay. So next
I
week,
appreciate that.
unless like some new product is released, otherwise we'll focus the soundcheck time for Ecamm/streaming to YouTube.
John.
I love
Just-
your music video.
Oh, good. Thank you.
That's John Lowe
That's
from
beautiful.
John Lowe from Clubhouse, but now on Zoom.
Oh, that's super cool. The very fast one, because I know you're trying to wrap, is not long. I'm playing a live concert here in Vancouver in a beautiful hall, and they have a live stream to either Facebook or YouTube. It sounds like I should just choose YouTube then. I should stream live into YouTube, not Facebook, correct? Probably?
What do you guys think? It depends how many
I think
like
you can stream both.
can you do both?
if you want to? Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
they're
with
only
Ecamm, you
giving
can
me
do both.
one.
No, at this event, the concert that she's doing, they're giving her the option to stream to YouTube or Facebook.
Oh, definitely YouTube. Definitely YouTube.
Even though I have fewer
Okay,
followers.
so
there, but
how's your friends like in Facebook? Do you have a lot of followers
there's
there
like
already?
maybe 2,500, some roughly something like that in Facebook.
Tell them to go listen to you on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Because that is.
By the way,
a
Lori, I've
better
already got your
audio.
bookmarked
You do on my YouTube channel?
Yep,
already.
Subscribe. Yep.
Oh, that is. Thank you so much.
That's
really
Glenn.
Appreciate that, Glenn. You know what? I tell you, it's taking me the longest time to figure out that the other fellows were. On
Not
Zoom
here.
with you.
Yes.
Not here. And I'm going, why don't I see these guys? I got a glitch here. What is
It's
this
just me
glitch?
blinking. It's just my microphone blinking. Yeah, and you know, definitely we're the good thing is the audio is good enough that you shouldn't hear a difference between platforms. Everybody should
Yeah.
sound equally as clear. So
I see the YouTube signups. Thanks, Cindy Lou and Ernesto. I see you guys. It's coming through now on my emails, letting me know that you subscribe. Thank you. I have 2 new performance videos coming out that I'm excited about. They'll come out in October, and I have a new album coming out in October too. So there's lots coming up that's going to be
yeah, and
exciting.
what would be exciting, and next week we can talk more about it. I think what would be cool is, especially when you have new music coming out, is to have like a regular cadence of performing live. It doesn't have to be long, 1 song, 2 songs, chit chat with people, tell people about the new album, and that keeps people engaged. That you're real, you're not just this musician in the studio, and so, but do it regularly so that it feels accessible. Like I can talk to Lorianne, and I think that people love that connection.
On YouTube, you're talking
YouTube,
about, or do that in Clubhouse? No.
I mean, you can do that on Clubhouse too, but the thing is, if you, I feel like Clubhouse has, unless another big step is being taken, they are testing the software, but they're testing the software in a smaller scale, as in the audience is much smaller, and therefore discoverability is a lot lower. Not just, it's still a giant, huge pool on YouTube, but now everybody does. Everybody I spoke to doing video will go to YouTube. So definitely put the energy into YouTube if you can, and then engage with people that way. Now, it's going to mean that you're going to start from scratch because you have a following here on Clubhouse. But what I do is, if you have the, when you're ready, you can also do what I'm doing, which is do it on both platforms. I pull my hair out every time I do it, but I still do it.
Can I just suggest something?
Being transparent about that.
Michael, John, go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking if you have 2,500 of people on your Facebook, and provided if you are able to get the final recording, well, once you stream on Facebook, I'm not sure whether you can download that particular video. Because if you can, what happens is that if you have a 2,500 people that's on Facebook, that's 2,500 more pairs of eyes that's available for Facebook when you stream live. The notification will go out at least more than whatever the YouTube that you can engage. And hence, you get a little bit more engagement from the get-go. And I recognize that YouTube is probably a better video platform in terms of searchability. And once your live performance is done, get the recording and upload it to YouTube.
Oh,
I like that idea.
Yeah, I do get a copy of it. So just put the recorded. I mean, it's going to be kind of boring in that it's just one camera. There's no switching. They just,
that's fine. The other part about that is also whether if you have the copyright clearance from your record company in terms of white flagging or white listing your music on YouTube and Facebook.
I have all the rights. I see what you're saying.
It's different. You see, sometimes I've done this before in the sense of like I was doing work for that particular artist, but when they publish to that channel, if the channel is not whitelisted, it will still be flagged in terms of like copyright infringement. Doesn't mean that you get a strike.
Then how do you get whitelisted?
You possibly need to talk to your agent or the recording company.
Are you publishing it through a label?
I'm distribute. I have a distributor.
So you have a distributor. So you probably check with your distributor and see how.
Yeah.
If it is an issue, because YouTube would scan it, and if it's
very strict.
Yeah, you get a strike saying that. But the thing is, you can dispute it. It's not like the end of the world.
Yeah, but even if you dispute it, you got to still go through the distributor to actually say, hey, I'm Lorianne, and I'm the original singer and on the copyright of these particular thing, because they are the one that is putting all these checks on YouTube and Facebook to get you cleared, so that people don't actually put your music in other channel, you see.
And that's probably a good discussion to chat with your with the whoever it's publishing it for you to all the online services, the streaming services, they will know how to.
Like,
I've had that happen in the album I put out in 2019.
yeah.
And I think it's still blocked now that I'm thinking about it. It's jogging my memory that I don't see it anymore on YouTube, and that must have been what happened to it, and it needs to be cleared because I put it up there, but I don't see it there anymore. The whole album I put up. So
So
anyway,
when it
thank
comes
you.
to say YouTube copyright infringement, it's not really the end of the world. You don't get a strike per se. There's a lot of options that they do, like they have revenue share. There is advertisement put in front of your roles, and you don't. It's not a warning that you need to take down that video, that kind
I
of thing.
wish Sean
So
is here. Sean would know.
John
yeah.
would know.
Sean would know because so talk to whoever published your music for you, because what you really wanted to do is actually have YouTube also flag other people using your music. And then that video, let's say if you were playing, I was thinking about that earlier. You were playing, and let's say if I got a notice saying that, hey, we detected some copyrighted music. This music belongs to Lorianne. Then if I don't have enough subscribers to get monetized, but if I do, that money would go to you. Like if I cannot monetize it, that they sense that, or they can detect that your music is being used, then you get paid. So you will want to look into that also and do it properly, so that not only do you own it and not get strike, when other people play your music, you will get paid.
Yeah, that's it.
I do not
think
know
that's-
the details of it,
yeah.
but definitely look into it. Hopefully Sean
Yeah.
one day will come teach us that.
Remember,
Thanks,
we were
everybody.
doing the September shares,
Uh-huh.
and we recorded those music. And
Yeah.
even Sheila herself, the original artist, the superstar that she is, was there in the recording and singing and everything, and it still get flagged
It
because
mine never got flagged. Why is it?
yours
Oh,
is
maybe-
still considered original music. Because
it was
they
flagged
cannot
because of the
match
recorded
the
music.
pattern.
If it's
Yeah,
the
the
recorded
music is one
okay,
thing.
okay. Got
And
it.
also, the backing track triggers the
yeah,
match.
the
So that happened.
okay, I got it. Okay, so sounds like a deal. Lorianne, we will see you back here more, and we'll talk more about live streaming.
And what time do you start PST?
We start Pacific time is what time? So 7 p.m. is soundcheck. 7 p.m. soundcheck, and we will see you then.
Next week, 7 p.m. and I'll be on Clubhouse, and you guys will be in.
Yes, we'll be on YouTube, and you can be watching us video on YouTube and then join us on Clubhouse also, or you can join us.
Okay,
on Zoom
I'll
as
try
well.
that. Yeah, I got to come and find you. Sound check in YouTube. Okay,
Yes.
thanks, you guys. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. All right, John, Ernesto, Glenn, final thoughts before we go.
I think I'm too tired to talk. It's time to go to bed.
Good night, Glenn.
Okay.
Thanks for staying up late.
I appreciate everybody's input. This is, again, this is where you can come and not say a word and leave a whole lot smarter. So I appreciate everybody's input, okay?
I appreciate everybody's participation as well. You're right. Ernesto or John?
Always
You're
make sure
muted,
that
Ernesto.
you're always
I
make
knew
sure
it was
that the
gonna happen.
unmute button.
I knew it's gonna happen. Both staying quiet and both spoke at the same time.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, always make sure that you're unmuted when you speak, and I was muted when I was speaking. But yeah, we're here to learn. The last time was my first time that I was actually streaming live to anywhere that I was speaking, because last year I did football games. I streamed my son's football games, but
not
that's
you on
just
screen.
not me,
Haha.
right? Not me on screen. So this is my first time using the Roadcaster to connect to Zoom with the Black Magic. Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
But,
thank
no,
you.
I appreciate
I'm
your
so
channel
glad
for
you're
sure.
part of it. Thank you so much. John?
Well, I'll just simply try to get more subscribers for my YouTube channel. So that's why
What is
Let's go.
Let me put that in there as well. His is
Right.
at youtube.com/John Low, JONLOW, and I will put that
Yes,
in there.
that's me, sir.
And you all put it
I
in the
just
chat
reached
too.
5,000 subscribers.
Whoa!
Wow,
Not a
nice.
lot, but
You have
yeah.
two zeros
Nice.
more than mine. But speaking of
Gotta
subscribing,
go. I've got to go. My Uber Eats for you
okay,
guys
okay.
in North
There
Thank
you
you,
go.
John. Thank you, John.
Here in Malaysia, it's called Grab. So
All
I've got to
right.
go.
Thank
and,
you.
Yeah, get my food.
Okay,
All
go
right.
grab your
Thank you.
food. Yeah, it's lovely to have you all
And-
as usual. Ernesto, you gonna say something?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna say next time if you can help me set up the EQ for. So I'm trying a condenser microphone, but I don't know if that's gonna provide too much reverb or echo.
Okay.
So this is what I
Yeah.
I'm trying out.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work, then I'm returning it.
Oh, but you bought it. Okay, so it looks like
Yeah.
is that an NT? What is that?
NT1.
NT1. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it, and we can talk about it on Roadcaster session.
We're going to become the group that bought everything but kept nothing.
Oh, you guys are funny.
That is
All right,
hilarious.
bye, guys. We'll see you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, but
All right.
quick question, John. How
Yes,
come
Glenn?
I put in sound check on YouTube and it doesn't come up? Because
Yeah. Okay. So yes, because I'm a small channel still, so I'm going to give you my channel link in the chat on Clubhouse.
yeah, but the YouTube is on my phone and
Oh, so
Clubhouse is
did you
on
go to the
my-
website learnertolearner.com?
no, okay.
Okay, so go
website,
to
okay.
the website learnertolearner.com and there's description of the show and also link to the show as well as like a Zoom link for you to join as well. Oh my gosh, I just realized I've been hitting 59. I'm moving up there. 59 subscribers.
John, there's no stopping you.
I know there's John
On a
Lowe
roll.
excited
John, you
about
are going to the top, John. I
and
guarantee
this is heading
you.
it's heading the right
Going to the
direction.
moon. We're going to the moon.
John Lowe hitting 5,000. I'm excited about 59.
Going to the moon.
Oh my goodness. And but Cindy Lou, please come back. Also, I think you'll enjoy the discussion also with the Ecamm discussion that we're gonna have. So we will see you all.
Just saying,
next
when
week.
I go to live, it doesn't take me to your YouTube. I should be seeing you right now. I click on that on your website, and it's not taking me to your
It
your
should-
YouTube live right now.
Do you see? So when you arrive there, do you see?
Watch live
Yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah, I click on that.
Oh no,
and
that takes you to Zoom. So.
No,
oh wait,
there's a
watch.
Zoom.
Okay,
No,
okay.
there's
So
a s-
watch live. Watch live would be. Let me see. Watch live on YouTube. So yes, does it take? Let me check and see. Did you do sound check?
No, I just click on that. It says watch live on YouTube,
Uh-huh.
and I click on it, and it takes me to learner subscribe.
Oh.
Oh, but then just below I see sound check now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you see sound check? Is
Yeah.
it live?
Yeah,
There
it
you
is
go.
now.
Yeah.
I see.
And you,
So learner to learner is the okay. Gotcha now. Oh,
there you
that
go. And that's us there,
cool.
like the three of us. So if you obviously we can hear. So if you want to do watching us and coming on Clubhouse on your phone, you watch us on your iPad. You would join the call. You just simply need to mute your YouTube on your phone. Then we won't be able to hear ourselves again. But this is me, and that is Glenn, and this is Ernesto.
that's just impressive. Like that's amazing.
And just an FYI, I went to YouTube and I typed in learner to learner Roadcaster, and you came up. One of the videos is Roadcaster Pro 2 versus Roadcaster Duo.
Maybe because you joined it or you commented it. Because I tried to
don't
search
know.
incognito. Oh, maybe the algorithm. Like you know, that's like your stuff
It
that you're
recommends.
watching, so it
That's true.
recommends it that way. But you know
Yeah.
what? I have so much more to learn and so much more to get good that I'm not concerned about not having a lot of subscribers. But just look at this past few weeks, like Rob and Ernesto, and there are people slowly joining us, and I don't mind taking the time to get there. I need to earn that, not just get like, oh, one video, boom, big hit. Because it's a little different with my channel, because it's not like I put out an entertaining video for you to enjoy passively. My channel requires you to participate. I want you watching this to be on the show as well. And so it's a little bit different. And I think it takes even more effort to try to, I would rather get 2 people who found me on YouTube join me on Zoom call to be part of the show than having 200 more subscribers. Because I think that's what's more important. It's the mutual learning. Of course, I want subscribers. When you have subscribers, they eventually would turn and become the part of the show as well. But I think having people like you, Ernesto, who found it, and then you immediately, like you said, right? You said, "Oh, I found my people," right?
Right.
You told your wife, and
Yeah.
that's the idea. And because I've been podcasting for 20 years. And I don't know if you know about this. Did I talk about this? So
John, I've heard it, and I'm gonna go sleep on it. Okay, we'll see.
all right, bye.
We'll
So
see.
the point that I wanted to make there is I don't have a ton of listeners, but my several thousand listeners are loyal. They've been following me for 20 years. So there's something that you cannot get. Anything I say, they will be like full on 100% with me. So it's different from...
That is remarkable.
Yeah.
That is really remarkable.
And so when you have, there are literally listeners of mine who are following me since my first show. And I just posted 1001 shows. It's a weekly podcast. So there's something about the loyalty of the audience more than just a number. So I'm not chasing after numbers. Of course, I want more people to participate. And the only way to do that is having more people, more eyeballs. But I want to make sure that the people that I want to attract are the people that I want to attract, the people who want to be participating in this conversation as well.
John Ong, King of the North.
Oh my
Bend
gosh,
the
you're
knees,
back.
guys.
You're back. John Love's back with his food. But Jason, hello. Jason just joined us on stage.
Hey, what's
Hi,
going on,
Jason.
John?
What's up?
So, not much. I just wanted to add to what you're saying. The biggest problem with podcasters is they're not driving for subscribers. They have this mindset of followers, views, likes, and it's like a hodgepodge of getting their needs met. Like, does a podcaster want to be monetized? Most everybody says yes, right? But just to capitalize on what you're saying about subscribers love engaging with the dialogue, with the relationship, with the artist or creator, whatever. So I'm on TikTok. I don't have a lot of followers, but I have already quite a few subscribers. And they pay $5 a month just to follow me. And that right there funds other things. The only problem with YouTube is getting subscribers, because you need a kind of like a strong engagement from your audience to make comments, like, share, but its expansion is really slow, kind of like a snail. But I really like what you said about, you have a loyal following that loves to engage with you.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
Yeah. And
Is
plus, for my podcast, it's not, because I'm not monetizing from it, and I haven't been for the last 20 years. And it's it's recently a few months ago that I actually put a donation button up for the past 20 years because my listeners have been asking me to do that. And I felt really a little uncomfortable doing that, but not anymore. But they've convinced me. They said, you put it up there, it doesn't mean that we have to use it, right? So I just made it available, and I've been consistently getting donation from my listeners since I put it up there. But monetization is not my key thing, and if it will help me purchase my Rodecaster video to teach you how to use it, it would be great. But again, that's not my goal. My goal, again, I feel like I'm at the very beginning stage, and I think Jason was there since before it started. Jason was here when he was on Clubhouse telling me that this needs to be seen by more people. The discussion needs to be more than just the Clubhouse,
I
four
planted
walls of
that
Clubhouse.
seed, and you're like,
You did.
you were like, and Sean was trying to talk you out of it in a way, like, no, and I'm like, oh, those who don't do will discourage. Those who do
Oh my gosh,
encourage.
that's profound.
So what? And I took that. I didn't know how to do it, and guess what? It happened like a few weeks later. Ecamm announced Zoom for Ecamm. The reason why I haven't done it is I haven't really found a platform that I feel a lot of people are asking to turn Soundcheck and Rodecaster Pro User Meetup into podcasts, and I thought of that too, but it just doesn't quite. It wasn't quite right for me. I wasn't like super motivated. And so when you talk about that, Jason, a few weeks after that, Ecamm came out with the Zoom integration, meaning I can do exactly what I'm able to do on Clubhouse, but it's a little bit easier on Clubhouse. You simply raise your hand, you come up on stage and you ask your question. But on YouTube,
you're gonna outgrow it, John. You're already starting to, and when you don't know something, that's the beautiful part, because that's when you get to be curious, to explore, and go find out.
And that's when it's fun, right, Jason? It's fun when you are discovering. It's like, I can do this, I can do that. And when Zoom for Ecamm came in, I discovered, okay, now I can put a link for people to participate in the Zoom call, which means if they hear something they want to ask in person or they want us to sound check it, they can click on the Zoom link and then let us hear their sound, and we can do the sound check directly from there. So I'm excited. I'm not chasing after numbers, but I'm excited that we are growing, and I'm especially excited when there are people from outside. I love my Clubhouse friends, but I'm also happy that now Ernesto's here. Glenn from Ecamm joined us, and we have Rob also. We have several others who discovered the channel and discovered Soundcheck and Rodecaster User Meetup through YouTube. So I'm starting to see progress there. So I'm super excited. And 59 subscribers. And if you want to check on my
John,
subscriber
I'm gonna
number,
plant another seed in you. I think you're gonna outgrow the platforms of Ecamm and all these others, because this is what they're afraid of. People have figured out you don't need the platforms really if you have a steady following. So, you have to you're saying that maybe monetization is not necessarily your goal, but it's a part of the package of the business, which allows you to expand in your creativity and what you're going to do for your message and the people that you're going to serve and the people that are going to resonate with you. That's what I would tell every YouTube artist or social media artist. You need to have a future state in mind and start writing a draft out and mind map it and be all inclusive: money, delivery, team, messages, excitement. Could you imagine getting paid to travel and taking your show on the road, just talking to people about their audio setup? Let's imagine that. There's already guys who go set up computers, but imagine you, John. Let's just put this really into context. Imagine if you had a show where you have 100,000 people who come to check out your weekly show on the Soundcheck. Think about that. And you're explaining those little tidbits about the Rodecaster or any other things. And you're going to these people's homes, or you're going to foreign places, and you're meeting people who are on that audio and video experience, and you're the friendly guy that people relate to.
Love
Absolutely.
that idea. Love that idea.
If you can see it, you can believe, and if you believe it, then you start taking actions towards it, my friend.
Right. Yeah.
Now that's the last seed I'm giving
So
you, man.
Thank you, Jason.
I've planted enough.
So we got to plan how we're gonna get the road video. Right?
We'll catch the videos on next time. Yerks, is that how you say your name? Welcome on stage on Clubhouse. How do you pronounce your name?
Yes, that's it. Thank you. Sorry about the phone was in the pocket, and I'm also trying to walk dogs at the same time.
No problem.
So, yeah, just left another room on another famous app, and figured I'd take the dogs for a walk, bring my blood pressure back down, do all the things that therapists have told me that I should be doing in the first place. You guys have been talking about monetization a little bit, and also you said about the donation button. One of the things I had been told recently, because I don't think I'm ready to monetize yet either. We're just actually getting to that level now. But with regards to donations, they're more, no matrix, they are more fluid, meaning that if you have a good show, you can be tipped, you can be donated to for that good show. If you're charging a subscription that's monthly, I was on one a year ago on Twitter. I subscribed to somebody's extra stuff, and for the whole month, they didn't do anything. What am I paying for?
Yeah.
Right.
And
You
then
gotta
as a
get
creator,
value.
you have that stress to deliver. If you don't, how bad is the experience when your subscriber experience what you experience?
Well, and that's it. You know, I followed this guy and his brother daily. I'm getting that for free. Yeah, $5 is not all that much. It's not gonna, make me not be able to buy a dozen eggs when JD Vance is telling me how expensive they are. But it's still a concept.
Right.
Yeah, he's saying we're worth it because we're going to give you this extra material. And after 2 months, I said, hey, I haven't seen any of this extra material. What am I doing wrong? Oh, we just haven't done anything yet. What are you taking my money for?
Right.
Yeah, and it wouldn't last. So I think as a content creator, and that's why, and thanks Jason for planting the seed, and it's there, and I don't know where it is, and I think John Lowe and I have even more of a more deeper conversation about that. He would call it my retirement plan. So there, there's
what?
yeah.
Yeah, but you laugh, John. You laugh. I worked 21 years for the government. So I'm getting a pension. Now, when I do monetize, which we're expecting as soon as possibly next week, that's my retirement plan.
There you go.
That's it.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
all that is possible, that seed is planted, and I will keep that in there. It's just that I'm just now converting the show from Clubhouse and include YouTube into
To the
the
moon.
mix. Yes, 59 to the moon.
Let's go.
So if you're watching this, especially if you're watching this all the way up to now what's that? We're at like how many hours? Like almost 2 hours now. You should subscribe if you can tolerate this long of a conversation, how varied the conversation is. But the main thing is you get to be here when we were discussing Roadcaster video. You get to be here when we were sound checking Lorian's system, and you get to be here when we talk about retirement plans. So thank you very much, you all. Thank you, Yerks. Thank you so much for your contribution to this conversation as well, though short. Jason, thank you so much. Lorian, thank you for joining us. And John Lowe and Ernesto and everybody else who joined us earlier. We will see you next week, same time. Soundcheck, Clubhouse, or YouTube live stream there at 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 Pacific, and 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Ciao.